Filming videos can be exciting, but for some YouTubers, it turned deadly. In this video, we'll explore 5 more real stories of the most disturbing deaths of YouTubers who lost their lives while filming. These stories are a grim reminder of the risks some take to entertain their audience. It was September 2017 in Russia when Arslan Valiyev, a 31-year-old YouTuber and snake expert, live-streamed his final moments. Known for his passion for exotic animals, Arslan had built a following through his YouTube channels, where he and his ex-wife, Ekaterina Katya Piatishkina, showcased their work with snakes and bobcats. However, by the time of the broadcast, their once thriving partnership and marriage had ended, leaving Arslan in emotional turmoil. Earlier that year, Arslan and Katya's relationship had unraveled. Reports suggested that Arslan had grown jealous, suspecting Katya of being unfaithful. This tension reportedly led to troubling incidents, one of which left Katya injured. She eventually filed for divorce and moved on with her life, but Arslan found it difficult to recover from the breakup. He publicly apologized for his actions, admitting his faults, yet the emotional strain took a toll on him. On the day before his death, Arslan announced a live stream featuring one of his prized snakes, a black mamba. For his followers, this seemed like another routine broadcast. However, they were unaware that it would mark the end of his life. The black mamba, one of the most venomous snakes in the world, was part of Arslan's collection. Known for their potent venom and aggressive nature, these snakes can strike multiple times, and their bite can be fatal within 20 minutes without treatment. Arslan, fully aware of the risks, let the snake bite him during the broadcast. As the stream began, Arslan addressed his viewers calmly but with a sense of resignation. Moments later, he left the camera's view, and a faint sound of pain could be heard, signaling the bite. When he returned, his hand was bleeding. He seemed resigned, as though the thought of death no longer held any fear for him. Viewers watched in shock as the effects of the venom took hold. Arslan's breathing quickened, his speech slurred, and his movements grew erratic. He held up his injured hand for the camera, his emotions raw. He spoke Katya's phone number aloud, urging someone to contact her. His desire to see her one last time was clear. He seemed to know his end was near, his farewell spoken with the weight of finality. As the venom spread, Arslan tried to stand but could barely move. He staggered off camera, presumably heading to another room. A concerned viewer called emergency services, but by the time paramedics arrived, it was too late. Arslan passed away at the hospital, succumbing to the venom. The circumstances surrounding his death left many speculating. While some believed it was intentional, others thought it could have been a tragic mistake. Friends and family later confirmed that Arslan had been deeply affected by the divorce and his feelings of isolation. In previous videos, he had expressed regret over the end of his relationship and struggled with the emotional fallout. Katya, informed of the situation during the live stream, rushed to the hospital but arrived too late. In a public statement afterward, she revealed her lingering feelings for Arslan despite their separation. She acknowledged the challenges in their marriage, including the presence of dangerous snakes in their home and the events that had led to their split. She admitted that she couldn't bring herself to watch the broadcast, struggling to understand what had happened. Arslan's parents expressed their sorrow but did not hold Katya responsible for his actions. His mother even described Katya as a daughter to her, emphasizing the family's shared grief over the tragedy. Many questions about Arslan's death remain unanswered. Was it a deliberate act or a moment of misjudgment fueled by his emotional struggles? While Arslan's expertise with snakes meant he understood the risks, his apparent state of despair likely played a significant role in his decision. Friends suggested he may not have intended for things to end this way, but instead made a grave mistake while overwhelmed by heartbreak. Arslan's death left a lasting impression on his followers and the online community. His once thriving passion for exotic animals is now linked to a devastating loss. The tragedy serves as a reminder of the profound impact personal struggles can have and underscores the importance of supporting those going through difficult times. It was June 26, 2017, in Hallstatt, Minnesota. Pedro Ruiz III, 22, and his 19-year-old girlfriend, Mona Lisa Perez, were preparing to film a risky stunt for their YouTube channel. The couple, parents to a 3-year-old daughter and expecting another child, hoped their videos of pranks and stunts would make them famous. That day, however, their ambitious attempt to create viral content would lead to a devastating tragedy. Pedro, eager to boost their channel's subscriber count from its modest 200 followers, came up with a daring plan. He wanted Mona Lisa to shoot a hardcover book he held against his chest, believing it would stop the bullet. Earlier, He had successfully tested the idea with a different book and was confident it would work again. Although Mona Lisa initially hesitated, expressing fear about the stunt, Pedro reassured her, even jokingly mentioning the risks on camera. He convinced her it was safe as long as the bullet hit the book. On that day, Mona Lisa reluctantly fired a Desert Eagle, a powerful .50 caliber handgun, at close range. Tragically, the bullet pierced through the book and struck Pedro in the chest, ending his life instantly. The entire incident, including Pedro's final words about trusting the stunt, was captured on 2 cameras set up to record their video. The scene unfolded in front of their young daughter, adding to the heartbreak. Mona Lisa panicked, called 911, and told the dispatcher that the stunt had gone wrong. In tears, she explained that Pedro had persuaded her to participate and that the event had been recorded. Hours before the incident, Mona Lisa posted a tweet mentioning that she and Pedro were likely going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. She made it clear that the idea had come from him, not her. The message later became a chilling reminder of what was to come. Pedro's family was devastated by his death. His aunt, Claudia Ruiz, described the couple as deeply in love and called the tragedy a prank gone wrong. She shared that Pedro had dreamed of becoming famous and believed this stunt would help achieve that goal. Despite their grief, his family struggled to understand why such a dangerous idea was pursued. Mona Lisa faced charges of second-degree manslaughter. She admitted her role in the incident and was sentenced to 180 days in jail, served over 3 years in 30-day increments, along with electronic home monitoring. The court also prohibited her from owning firearms for life and barred her from profiting from the video in any way. During the trial, her family remained supportive, describing her as deeply remorseful and heartbroken. Mona Lisa's aunt, Lisa Primo, expressed the emotional toll of the tragedy, emphasizing that Mona Lisa had to live with the consequences of her actions while raising 2 children without Pedro. The case attracted widespread attention, sparking debates about the dangers of social media fame and the lengths people go to for views and subscribers. At the time of the incident, the couple's channel featured lighthearted pranks and challenges. The stunt, meant to be their breakthrough moment, tragically underscored how far some content creators are willing to go for online attention. Platforms like YouTube faced criticism for not doing enough to discourage risky content and for rewarding dangerous stunts with visibility and engagement. This story raises difficult questions. What if Pedro hadn't insisted on the stunt? What if Mona Lisa had trusted her instincts and refused? Could they have found safer ways to grow their channel? Ultimately, their pursuit of viral fame led to irreversible consequences, leaving a grieving family, a heartbroken young mother, and a tragic legacy. Pedro's death serves as a chilling example of how chasing online recognition can lead to devastating outcomes. It's a reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety and understanding the risks before taking extreme measures for fleeting fame. It was December 18, 2024, in Ratchaburi, Thailand, when 53-year-old YouTuber Wirot Ariyankat lost his life in a tragic accident. Wirot had spent years creating content for his YouTube channel, Pai Nai Pai Kun Nam Mun Mai Tong Sai, translated as Go Anywhere Without Petrol, which focused on promoting cycling as an eco-friendly way to travel. On that morning, Wirot left home to film what would unknowingly be his final video. As usual, Wirot started his day by dropping off his daughter at school. He then told his wife, Wadi, that he was heading out to record new content. Smiling as he left, Wadi expected him to return home shortly, unaware of the events about to unfold. Wirot was passionate about cycling and sustainability, which inspired his videos showcasing scenic routes and tips for eco-friendly travel. Though his following was modest, 23,000 on Facebook and 140 subscribers on YouTube, it motivated him to keep creating. That morning, Wirot chose the Chulalongkorn Bridge in Ratchaburi as the backdrop for his shoot. The bridge, which spans the Mekong River, is a popular spot for its views. He set up his bicycle near the railway tracks and began filming, using his camera and tripod to capture the scene. At 7:39 a.m., nearby closed-circuit television CCTV cameras recorded him standing beside the tracks, speaking into the camera. His focus was entirely on his work, unaware of an oncoming train. The train, traveling from Prachuap Khiri Khan to Thonburi, was approaching the bridge. The driver, a 58-year-old man named Nopadon, noticed Wirot near the tracks and immediately sounded the horn to warn him. Unfortunately, Wirot did not hear or react in time. He remained focused on filming and was unable to move to safety before the train struck him. The impact was devastating, dragging Weiro approximately 50 meters before the train came to a halt. His bicycle was destroyed, and his camera equipment, his smartphone, tripod, and other gear, was scattered across the scene. The driver, shaken by the incident, reported the situation to his supervisor and contacted the police. Emergency responders arrived soon after, confirming Weiro had passed away at the scene. Authorities found a video on Weiro's phone showing his final moments. It revealed him standing near the tracks, unaware of the approaching train. Despite a warning from the driver, he couldn't react in time. Investigators confirmed Weiro placed his bike on the tracks at 7:39 a.m., almost an hour before the accident. Surveillance footage showed him focused on setting up his chute, possibly unaware of the danger. The news devastated Weiro's wife, Wadey, who had been anxiously waiting for his return. His passing also sent shockwaves through his small online community, with followers expressing their grief on social media. His final post, shared just hours before the incident, received an outpouring of condolences, including messages of disbelief and sadness. Local authorities raised awareness about the dangers of filming near active train tracks, urging caution and prioritizing safety over content. The investigation concluded the train driver did all he could, but the situation escalated too quickly for intervention. Weiro's tragic death left his family, friends, and followers heartbroken. His wife and daughter were left to navigate life without him, while his online community mourned the loss of a man who had inspired others to embrace sustainable living. The accident also sparked conversations about the need for greater awareness and caution among content creators. While questions remain about whether the accident could have been avoided, one thing is clear: the pursuit of creativity should never come at the cost of safety. Weiro's untimely passing serves as a reminder of the unpredictable dangers that can arise, even in seemingly safe situations. It was 2019 on a Thursday evening in Hefei, a city in eastern China. A 35-year-old man known by his surname Sun had spent the last 2 nights live streaming himself eating unusual and risky items like centipedes, geckos, and mealworms, while drinking large amounts of alcohol. Sun was a content creator on Douyu, a popular Chinese live streaming platform similar to YouTube, where he had amassed 15,000 followers. His streams often featured increasingly daring stunts, all aimed at drawing more viewers and gaining attention. Sun's live streaming sessions followed a specific format. He used a spinning wheel with various items listed on it, including harmless ones like eggs or vinegar and far riskier options such as live insects and reptiles. Whatever the wheel landed on, he would consume, often pairing it with alcohol like beer or baijiu, a potent Chinese liquor. His audience eagerly watched him perform these extreme challenges, entertained by the shocking nature of his content. However, this particular session took a tragic turn. The live stream began as usual. At around 7:53 p.m., Sun spun the wheel, ate a centipede, and took another drink. Moments later, he suddenly collapsed on camera. His audience, unaware of what had happened, continued to watch as the broadcast went silent. Hours later, Sun's girlfriend arrived at his apartment and found him unresponsive. His computer was still running, showing the live stream that had inadvertently captured his collapse. Despite her efforts to revive him, Sun was already gone. Police arrived soon after and confirmed Sun's death. On the desk near his computer were remnants of his challenge: live centipedes, geckos, and mealworms. While there were no signs of foul play, authorities suspected that consuming the live creatures, some of which were known to be toxic, might have caused his death. Their investigation pointed to poisoning as the most likely explanation. Sun's relentless drive to stand out in the competitive world of live streaming had cost him his life. Over time, his challenges had become increasingly extreme, and the risks he took to entertain his audience ultimately proved fatal. Douyu removed his videos, leaving his followers shocked and grappling with the tragic reality of what had unfolded. Live streaming has grown significantly in China, attracting millions of users to platforms like Douyu. While many streamers gain popularity by sharing harmless content like singing, dancing, or daily life activities, others resort to dangerous stunts in hopes of going viral. Sun's wheel-based challenges were part of this growing trend of extreme content designed to captivate audiences. The risks Sun faced while consuming centipedes and geckos, both of which can contain harmful toxins, highlighted the dangers of his stunts. Whether he was fully aware of the potential consequences remains unclear, but such risks can cause severe health issues including allergic reactions, organ damage, or even death. Despite the apparent signs of poisoning, authorities found no evidence of foul play and determined that his actions had led to his tragic end. Sun's death shed light on the darker side of the live streaming culture, where creators sometimes push their limits to dangerous extremes for fame. While most content creators focus on safer forms of entertainment, cases like Sun's reveal the lengths some are willing to go to stand out. The pursuit of online attention can come with unforeseen consequences, as demonstrated by this heartbreaking incident. Experts believe Sun's death could have been prevented if he had opted for safer content rather than taking such life-threatening risks. Platforms like DouYu also face growing scrutiny over their role in fostering environments where extreme content thrives. Could stricter guidelines or better monitoring of content help prevent similar tragedies in the future? These are questions that remain unanswered. As authorities concluded their investigation, the cause of Sun's death appeared to be linked to the toxic effects of the creatures he consumed. Centipedes, for example, can release venom that causes severe reactions, while other animals may carry harmful substances. The combination of such risks with alcohol consumption likely amplified the danger. Sun's story is a sobering look at the dangers of chasing viral fame through dangerous means. His tragic end underscores the need for creators and platforms alike to prioritize safety over sensationalism. In his quest to gain recognition, Sun made choices that ultimately led to irreversible consequences, a heartbreaking reminder of the potential cost of seeking online attention at any cost. On March 24, 2013, 22-year-old Kyle Lee Stocking from West Jordan, Utah, tragically lost his life attempting a daring stunt at the Corona Arch in Moab. Kyle and 5 friends had hiked to the 140-foot sandstone formation to recreate a viral stunt they had seen on YouTube. The stunt, called pendulum swinging, involved tying a rope to the top of the arch, harnessing yourself, and jumping off to swing below, much like a pendulum. This activity gained massive popularity after a YouTube video titled "World's Largest Rope Swing" went viral just a month earlier, amassing over 17 million views. Excited to replicate the thrill seen in the video, Kyle and his group set up the swing. However, in their preparation, a critical mistake was made. The rope was left with too much slack. When Kyle jumped, instead of swinging safely through the air, the rope sent him crashing into the base of the arch. The impact was fatal. Emergency responders arrived quickly, but Kyle was pronounced dead at the scene. This tragedy reflected a rising trend in Utah, where extreme outdoor stunts, fueled by viral videos, were becoming increasingly popular. Activities like swinging under arches or rappelling down cliffs drew thrill seekers from all over, but many were unprepared for the risks involved. The growing popularity of these stunts highlighted a concerning pattern. Individuals attempting dangerous activities without proper safety precautions, often inspired by social media content. Just weeks earlier, another individual, Zachary Taylor, lost his life while rappelling at the Teardrop Arch in Monument Valley. These incidents raised alarm among local environmental groups, who warned about the dangers of these stunts. John Weishaupt from the organization Living Rivers expressed concern over how people were not respecting nature. He pointed out that there was a tendency to add excitement to it. Videos showcasing extreme activities were encouraging viewers to attempt them on their own, often without professional guidance or an understanding of the risks involved. The Utah Trust Lands Administration responded to the increasing dangers by banning commercial outfitters from conducting rope swings at the Corona Arch. However, private groups were still allowed to access the site, and thrill seekers continued to attempt the stunts. The allure of viral fame and adrenaline-fueled adventures made it difficult to curb these activities entirely. Kyle's family was devastated by his sudden loss. His parents, Mike and Linda Stocking, expressed their deep grief upon learning of their son's death. They felt the heartbreak of receiving the tragic news and believed that Kyle's death could have been prevented. They hoped no other family would have to endure such pain. They urged others to reconsider engaging in risky behaviors and to prioritize safety above all else. The world's largest rope swing video, which inspired Kyle's attempt, had glamorized the activity. While the footage showed successful swings and breathtaking views, it rarely acknowledged the risks involved. Kyle's death was a reminder that even small miscalculations, like improperly measuring a rope, could have fatal consequences. His harness and equipment didn't fail, but the mistaken preparation led to a devastating outcome. The incident sparked debates about the role of social media in encouraging such activities. Platforms like YouTube amplified the appeal of extreme stunts by rewarding viral content with views, likes, and recognition. This created a culture where many felt pressured to outdo each other with increasingly risky feats. Critics questioned whether these platforms had a responsibility to discourage dangerous behaviors or promote safety guidelines alongside such content. In the wake of Kyle's death, authorities began reassessing how to manage recreational activities on public lands. While commercial outfitters were restricted, private individuals still had free rein to attempt these stunts. The Bureau of Land Management announced plans to evaluate ways to balance the educational use of public spaces with safety concerns. However, enforcing regulations for private visitors remained a challenge. Kyle's tragic story serves as an example of the risks tied to extreme recreational activities. What if the rope had been measured correctly? Could his life have been spared? What if the viral videos that inspired him had never been posted? These questions linger, but the painful reality is that Kyle's family lost a beloved son, and a simple misstep during a thrill-seeking adventure changed their lives forever. Kyle's parents hope that sharing their loss will discourage others from taking similar risks and help prevent further tragedies. While the thrill of adventure is undeniable, safety must always come first.